A small pool of spilled coffee on a table at an outdoor seating section of a Starbucks. At one end of the table sits Dean, an unshaven man slightly too thin for his clothes. He's reading, a tattered-looking backpack at his feet. A younger man, Aiden, appears. He sets down his drink and a backpack at the other end of the table. Then, noticing the spilled coffee, he disappears, returning momentarily with napkins. He wipes up the spill, disappears again with the napkins, and returns.
You're a good person for wiping that up.
Oh, thank you.
Aiden sits, opening his MacBook to reveal a Bernie Sanders sticker adorning the back of the screen.
It's like the shopping cart question.
I'm sorry?
Well, are you the type of person who returns a shopping cart to the parking lot even though there's no reward for doing it?
I guess I am.
Hey, I could tell. A good person.
I also don't want to sit at a dirty table.
Well, maybe I should hold myself to a higher standard.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Why should I be content to sit at a dirty table?
Personally, I think we both deserve the least soiled public accommodations available.
Are you a writer?
Yeah, actually, well, trying to be.
Yeah, you talk like a writer. The least soiled public accommodations possible. That's good.
You should be my agent.
Yeah? What do you write?
Working on a novel.
Well, good for you. I used to be an agent.
Really?
Yeah. Well, look, I've bothered you long enough.
No, procrastination is the cornerstone of my craft.
Now I know you're a writer.
I don't know. Steinbeck used to be seated at his desk by 9 a.m. and not get up till...
You always compare yourself to Steinbeck? I mean, no, it's good. It's good. Who knows? You could be the next Steinbeck.
I don't know about that.
I can't tell you how many brilliant writers suffer from the most profound self-doubt.
Really?
Really? You know who doesn't suffer from self-doubt? Lousy writers.
I feel like when I work on this novel, I just stare at the screen.
Yeah, well, I had a client once. Stop me if I'm bothering you.
No, I mean, you're in the business, so I'm all ears.
Guy's named Aiden.
Whoa, that's my name.
He's a brilliant writer, right? But could only write when he was on meth. Said he needed the adrenaline.
Oh, God. What happened to him?
He OD'd.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, you can always try that.
Meth?
Sure, it worked for Aiden.
I thought he died.
Yeah, but before, he was very productive.
I think I'll just stick to the coffee.
Good idea. You have a day job?
Not right now.
So, how are you supporting yourself? If you care to discuss your affairs with a total stranger. Trust fund kid.
I should probably get to work.
Hey, I'm not judging you, Aiden. It's part of your story, something to write about, perhaps.
It's not. It's a source of shame.
Why should it be a source of shame?
Because, why should I have this money?
Well, it sounds like you're like everyone else in the world.
No, I'm not. I'm
Rich.
not rich, just...
I meant like everyone else in the world, you can't help what you're born into.
Right. But I can use my...
Your privilege.
Yeah.
Right. Do you?
Well, sure. I donate to a lot of places. Amnesty International, Coalition for the Homeless. And even if I were in the 1%, which I'm not, I don't think I am anyway. I think I'd be able to see that this country is seriously fucked. The inequality, the insane healthcare costs, the education, or lack thereof, I should say. It's like the people in charge have just given up.
This country needs more people like you, if you ask me.
Thanks. It seems obvious to me.
So How much money do you have?
I'm sorry. I've been really tacky talking about this stuff. I mean, it's also stupid.
How is it stupid?
It's stupid that I have this money. I've done nothing to deserve it. I have it by chance. And I think it's actually been kind of professionally stunting for me.
Uh-huh.
Not having an immediate need to put food on the table. You end up just sort of spinning your wheels. I've been working for years on this novel, but most days I barely write a thing. It makes me hate myself.
I can't imagine.
I mean, I'm grateful, but it's not like if you have money, you're suddenly happy. I've spent most of my adult life absolutely miserable.
Miserable.
I'm a writer who doesn't write. Yes, there's hunger and war and profound suffering in the world, but once your needs are met, if you have no meaning in your life, if you have no real joy, then
Well, maybe you weren't meant to be a writer. There's a philosopher named Peter Singer who says that every time we spend money on ourselves while others starve, it's the moral equivalent of murder.
Peter Singer. Doesn't he also believe in infanticide?
Yeah, in some certain cases, yes. Do you?
I haven't given it much thought.
Well, I mean, if a baby is born with no capacity for experiencing joy or eventual self-consciousness, do you believe it should live?
I guess I'd say that it's a slippery slope.
Towards
Killing babies with less serious disorders, or even things
Right.
that aren't disorders, like,
killing gay babies,
well, sure.
or killing babies with a propensity towards ennui. Then again, can't have joy. Why have life? Ah, I freaked you out.
It's an interesting conversation topic.
Where's the money from? Come on, it's material.
My grandfather,
What did he do?
he owned a distribution company, mostly toys and knickknacks.
And was he a good guy?
He was okay. He was really outspoken, like civil rights, gay rights.
Ah, real bleeding heart.
Yeah, though he also was kind of full of shit. Like he once came into a shipment of dolls, cloth dolls, and then it turned out that he couldn't sell them because they didn't meet like anti-inflammability standards. So he just printed some tags saying they were safe and sold them to some African country.
You know what happened?
Like, do I know if any African kids got burned because my rich grandfather couldn't eat the cost of a crate of rag dolls?
Guess there's no way of knowing. I mean, what are the chances, though, that one of those dolls could even catch on fire?
I don't know.
Safety regulations can be overzealous. No,
I don't know. The bottom line is that he couldn't offload these hazardous dolls on white American kids, so he pawned them off on some poor black kids in Africa. That's disgusting.
So, how much of your inheritance have you donated to fire victims in Africa?
Ha.
Ha!
None, of course.
No, of course not. But why not?
I mean, obviously, if we found out that like someone actually got hurt,
Or was incinerated.
I guess, like you said, that'd be pretty unlikely.
Sure. You're the one that called him disgusting.
Where were you an agent?
ICM.
Why'd you leave?
Ooh, well, have you ever heard of a guy named Elliot Winters?
The plagiarist?
Yeah, the plagiarist.
You repped him.
The company did. But after this whole thing went down, we had to officially drop him. Look, I thought Elliot was a gifted guy who'd made a mistake. And then he sent me something, and I liked it.
So what was the problem?
Well, word got out that I was sending out the guy's work, so no good.
Were you sure it was his this time?
I can never be sure.
They have software now.
I knew the guy enough to know. He was looking for redemption.
So what? They fired you for that?
They fired me for sending out his stuff under a pseudonym.
Oh.
Which is the only way for anyone to actually read him.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed harmless enough. Get somebody to say they wanted the book. The book was great. And then tell the real story. Don't pitch it as a comeback. But nobody wanted a comeback for this guy.
Plagiarism is pretty bad.
Unforgivable, though.
I think people have to wear their
sins.
For a time, anyway.
Don't you just sometimes feel like we've sort of lost touch with the concept of redemption? As a society, I mean, everyone's either good or bad these days. Have you noticed that?
Sometimes. What do you do now?
You're watching it.
What? You sit at Starbucks sniffing out young talent?
I'm homeless.
Oh. I didn't realize.
It's been a humbling time.
I can imagine.
I'll bet you can.
But I'm sorry. Does that mean you can't work?
Look at me, Aiden. Do I look interview ready?
But like you worked at ICM. Surely you have no savings?
I had cancer. After ICM let me go, that's where my savings went. My treatment.
What kind of cancer?
Prostate. You believe me?
Yeah. Of course I believe you. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. So, how much are you willing to give?
Sorry. I didn't mean to. I mean, if you're serious, I can run and get you some food.
No. All set for food. Food is cheap. When I'm really scrimping, there are pantries. It's very hard to starve in America, which is one thing that we got over, say, Africa.
Do you have friends or family that could
struggle?
Everyone you know?
Everyone I know struggles.
Look, like I said, I can get you a sandwich.
Like I said, I don't need a sandwich, Aiden. I need an ally. Someone who's willing to share a little of his wealth. Just a little.
I understand that, but you know.
So then, how much can you give me?
I have $40.
You have $1 million.
I don't have $1 million.
It's got to be around $1 million. If you think you got a shot at that 1%.
Jesus, I'm sorry I mentioned anything.
I know, but you did. And now you're my richest friend.
I think I should head home.
I don't want to hurt myself.
What do you mean hurt yourself?
I meant what I said. I can't have joy. Why have life?
Let me call someone for you. There are hotlines.
No hotlines, no psych wards, no. Look, I'm the sanest homeless guy in town, Aiden, and I've sat here listening to you telling me that you believe the country is fucked and that everyone who isn't rich is getting screwed, and all the money that you have, that you've done nothing to deserve. And it occurs to me that we could easily fix some of this profound cosmic guilt of yours. So just, why don't we?
Because that's not how it works. I don't know you.
Socialist you are.
I'm not a socialist.
What would Bernie say?
I don't know. But I just can't give you my money.
Of course you can. You can do whatever you want.
Then I don't want to. It's mine. I agree. It's not fair. It's not right. But it is what it is. I barely know you. And I don't even really think you were an agent, to be honest.
You think I'm lying?
I don't know. I don't know who or what you are. I'm sorry about the stuff that you're going through or that you say you're going through. Surely you've been around long enough to have made at least a few friends who give enough of a shit about you to help you. But I am not one of them. You are not my problem.
As Aiden leaves, Dean pulls a jug of clear liquid out of his backpack.
Hey, Aiden!
Dean douses himself with the liquid.
Maybe you should try this.
He strikes a match and lets it fall at his feet. A blinding flash of orange.